It makes you look like you have wings, Allison.
I know.
You do.
There you go.
Okay, great. Looks like we're good to go.
Yeah.
It makes you look like you have wings, Allison.
I know.
You do.
There you go.
Okay, great. Looks like we're good to go.
Yeah.
It makes you look like you have wings, Allison. Woo.
Okay, I think we're ready to go. Today is August 11th. It's 5:34 p.m. This is the Paul Sawyer Public Library Board of Trustees regular monthly meeting, and I will call the meeting to order, and our secretary, Carolyn Lynch, will record the attendance. See us all. Everybody got a copy of the agenda previously via email. I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I
This unanimously. Thank you, guys. If you haven't had a chance to look at the minutes, please do so. And when you all are ready, we'll take a motion to approve those minutes.
Okay.
Anybody have any comments about the minutes? Are we ready to move approval?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you all. Any last minute comments, questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. We will move on to the treasurer's report, Bob.
Okay. I have the report here in the attachment, starting at the top of the first page on the report. We've got the on the operating account, the checkbook balance at the beginning of July, $124,791.78. Had deposits in July of $502,000, $502,310. Checks written of $472,883.11 for an ending balance on the operating account, July 31, $154,218.67. The savings account is detailed, and it shows transfer to the operating account during July, $450,000, which would be included in that $5,000 deposit. At the first part about the operating account. So we have $863,000 left in the savings account. Other accounts and investments, $32,355.03. Our total funds, not including availability on the line of credit, $1,049,744.86. Below that, activity after July 31, which includes deposits from various tax sources, $25,523.87. And that, the other activity and the affected activity during August. The funds deposited, electronic fund transfers, checks that are to be paid, estimated payroll expenses, estimated retirement payment, insurance payments, et cetera, that will need an additional $200,000 to transfer from the savings account to the operating account. That will leave $86,643.89 after that activity. The revenue and expenditure report is also provided, showing the activity for and then, of course, the statistics report, the credit card summary, and then a list of the checks to be signed $87,090.32. So that's the treasurer's report and financial documents. Do you have anything to add, Jean?
No,
Okay,
did very well.
it's pretty straightforward. Any questions?
Jean, I have a question on the statistics. We've got total library room usage at 52. Is that all outreach? We're not reserving rooms within the library, are we?
No, that's all outreach. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's a good number for a pandemic.
I wanted to point out that our checkouts, despite the fact that we're only open about 1/3 of the number, our normal hours,
Right.
checkouts are really high considering the limited amount of time that we're open.
Right.
It's really good. And that all of our databases, all of our electronic usage is up significantly. So I think that's a reflection of people's changing use of the library. So it's a good thing, I think.
Yes, it is. The streaming services are way up, aren't they?
They are.
Okay, any questions on the treasurer's report? Okay, great. If anybody would like to make a motion to approve the treasurer's report, you may do so now.
I make a motion that we approve the treasurer's report.
I'll second.
Okay,
Go
Mary-
for it.
Okay, any last minute questions or comments? Okay, all in favor of approving the treasurer's report, say aye, please.
Aye.
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 Great. Thank you, Bob, and thank you,
Yes.
Valerie, and thank you, Jean, for putting all that together for us. Okay, Jean, we're ready for your director's report.
Okay, I sent out a copy of the report, but I wanted to go over some things in person, and that's primarily about our summer reading program. We really had a good turnout considering that it was all done virtually and with the kids. We had, close to 200 people a week picking up the kits for every week, all summer, which was really great. And, we're doing three sessions each week, either Facebook Live, recorded and posted on Facebook, or Zoom. So we're doing programming for children and parents, and that's going to continue. We're keeping up with that programming, but we did that all summer. And our reach is, we had 1,566 views in July for our Facebook programming, which is really, really wonderful. And people are still coming back to pick that up and look at it later. So I think we're doing a really good job. They've started a community connections series. And the first one was with the farmers market, and they showed how to create fresh salsa. And there were, I think 1,300 views of that one alone. So we're going to be continuing those with a different community partnership each month. So we'll look forward to seeing what they come up with our different community partners. So, and as far as the rest of the director's report, you saw that we're having some HVAC issues. We're trying to figure out the best thing to do, and about whether we need to replace the chiller or just the compressor, and boiler repairs and the backflow preventer. And most of those things happened in one day. So that was kind of an exciting day. So, and as you saw, I wrote, it was before Jim, our new maintenance supervisor, started. So I learned a lot about the building. But we're looking into finding a third party to give us a to look at the chiller and the compressor and to give us a better idea of what we really need to do. Whether we have to replace the whole thing or whether it's the right thing to do to replace the compressor. The compressor is dead. It's not working at all. So it does need to be replaced. But whether we just replace it, this would be the second compressor on that chiller that needs to be replaced. So maybe that would get us through for another 15 years, but we'll have to see. So once we have that professional opinion, I think we'll have a better idea what we need to do. Thank you, Patty, for the suggestion.
Oh, you're welcome.
And as that information unravels, you'll engage the building committee just to keep them informed.
Yes, definitely.
Did I say unravels? I hope I said unfolds. I didn't mean to say unravels.
It's felt like it's unraveled some days. So, July 20th, I felt fairly unraveled at the end of that day.
Do you all have any more questions about the director's report? Okay, great. Well, we can move on. Thank you, Jean. To the committees. Did anyone besides budget meet?
No.
But I need to schedule a meeting for the personnel committee.
Okay. All right, you'll do that via email, Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds perfect. And then I will just add, and Mary Lynn, you can chime in too, Jean sent in her emails today, the attachment of the layout for the strategic plan that we adopted last month, which really looks wonderful. And if you all want to take one last little look at that and see if there are anything that needs to be massaged a little bit, let Jean know sooner than later, please. But otherwise, it looks really, really good.
It does look good. It looks real professional and nice layout. Stacy did a great job on it.
Cohesive, very engaging. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really a nice job.
And has that chart at the end that we can check off when we review, which we will in December.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob, take it away with the budget committee.
Okay. The budget committee met probably yesterday afternoon about the tax rate. It took us a while to get the calculations from the Department for Libraries and Archives about the tax rate, but we got that and quickly scheduled a meeting. And worry with all the details and documents and things, but kind of give you a summary. If you have any questions about it, let me know. But basically, they calculated the compensating tax rate as they do usually or every year. And that rate is 8.4%. And last year, our tax rate was 8.5%, which was also the compensating rate. I'm talking about the real property rate. But because of the increase in the assessments in Franklin County, the compensating rate of 8.4 this year will give us more revenue, according to the projections, than the 8.5 tax rate last year. So, as you may recall, if we do anything but the compensating rate or any amount higher than the compensating rate, we have to have a hearing. And the budget committee met and discussed this and felt comfortable with the compensating rate, especially since it does increase the overall revenue. Just a little more background. Over the years, our tax rates have been 2015 was 8.3, 2016 8.3, 17 8.4, 2018 was 8.6, 2019 last year, as I mentioned, was 8.5, and now we're at 8.4. So we're bouncing around that low and mid eights on the rate for real property. They also calculate the compensating rate for personal property, which we get to select, and that's 0.956%. And the Budget Committee also elected to recommend that rate. The motor vehicle rate is by the state. We don't have any say in that. So that's where we are. That's a Budget Committee recommendation. And we would need to adopt those rates tonight, or some other rates if someone has some input, wants to talk about it.
Does that compensating rate take into account, I think we've been told that because of COVID, to expect less coming in. Does it take into account any COVID effect, or? So it's probably going to be less than what we think. Is that?
The property taxes will probably be what they're projecting.
Okay.
We were told the biggest hit would be in the motor vehicle tax.
Oh, okay.
The rate will stay the same, but we're told
Yeah.
to expect lower collections.
Yeah.
That's what we prepared for.
Okay.
So with that, with collecting slightly more because of the additional property assessments, it might help us out. We might have less of a budget decrease in that area if we'll potentially be collecting higher property taxes, or more in property taxes, not higher. It's actually lower.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I would note, as when Bob went through the tax rates past years, this is probably, until last year, I think we had lowered our tax slightly. We didn't even take the compensating rate for about 5 or 6 years there. So I just wanted to remind the board that we have been good stewards of tax money.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good comment. We've taken the compensating, but before that, we did take less than. You're correct.
Right.
So
For the minutes, I had that the Budget Committee recommends the compensating tax rate of 8.4%, and you also recommended the motor vehicle tax rate, but I didn't get what that rate was.
yeah, it's actually the personal property rate, and that's 0.0956%.
Okay,
And the motor vehicle rate is established, and that's
okay.
0.0490%. We don't say in that. So I'll be glad to make a motion, or if somebody else.
Yeah, do you have questions for Bob or Jean about the rate? Okay, great. I think we're ready for motion then.
Well, okay. I would make a motion that the board adopt the Budget Committee recommendation, which is to adopt the compensating tax rate of 0.084% for real property and 0.0956% for personal property.
I'll second that.
Any other questions or discussion? I'll just clarify that by taking the compensating rate, we do not have to have we are not required to have a public meeting about it or ask publicly to take the compensating rate. So that's good too. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Hey,
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Good, the motion passes unanimously.
now do we go to fiscal court with that? Do we send a report? What's the process now?
I was just going to ask, I got a notice from fiscal court that they will want us, their next meeting is August 27th. And she asked that someone would be presenting. Is that what, do I go and present? It's via Zoom, but they'll want to know who will be presenting this to the fiscal court. So is that me?
It has been,
Okay.
Bob, I feel like you and I both went last year, did we?
Yes, you and I both went, and Donna. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, tell them the three of us can be present. We will elect one spokesperson. But all three of us can be available for questions if they have any.
I'll do that.
It was pretty short and sweet last year, so.
I will contact you. I will let them know, and then I'll forward the information to you.
Great. Okay, that takes care of our committee reports and our new business item. Do we have any other old business or any other business that we want to talk about before we wrap up this evening? Okay, well, I'm just very thankful that the library has been able to operate as we can with people staying healthy and the public being literature being available to the public on many different levels and many different platforms. So Jean, thank you to you and the staff for all that you do to make that happen.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
I wanted to mention about the library cards. One of the things Youth Services is doing is they've sent out a online form for the families in Franklin County to fill out to get a library card for all students, since we're going to be in virtual learning land. And for some of us, we're not really sure how we're going to be handling checkout with books and things. So that was a very nice gesture on the library's part to get books into our children's hands during this time, during virtual learning time. So thanks, Youth Services.
Yes, and we should just put a plug in for anybody who is watching us that, for when school starts virtually for everybody in this community, reach out to the library, because there's so many ways that the library can provide support for online learning.
Yes. And with that card, they have access to all those digital learning platforms that the library has. So
Yeah, it'll start as a virtual card, so they can use it without coming into the library to get a physical card, although they can do that and turn it into a physical card at any point. But and that's going to be available for adults as well, if they just want to get it from home and then eventually come in and turn it into a physical card. They can do that.
Or a fingerprint.
Yes, the fingerprint is a good thing.
Okay, wonderful. Well, it's nice to see you all.
And you?
Virtually, yes.
Okay, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Mainly, just let me remind the people who have not sent me the performance reviews that I asked for. If I could get those by tomorrow, I would appreciate it. Except for Patty, I replied to your email. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, mine is a Word document, and
I don't know. I've gotten Word documents from other people, but for some reason I can't open yours.
but it's an Apple, and sometimes it just doesn't sync right. But I'll get it to you. I can get it to
Okay, I sent you a reply, so we can talk about that later.
you. Okay.
We've had a death in our family, and so I just got back in town late last night. So I will do my best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, Allison.
Yeah, it's been a crazy time. Crazy.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion we
Yes.
adjourn.
Second.
At 5:58.
Yay,
All in favor?
short and sweet.
Yeah. All right, great.
Bye,
Thank you all very much.
All right,
Yeah.
bye.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Jean,
Yes,
I sent you an email because I didn't get all of Bob's wording for that motion.
okay. I'll
If
get,
you could send that to me in an email, that way I can make sure I get it just right in the minutes.
okay,
A lot of figures in there that I didn't want to mess up, so.
okay.